Hey guys, long time no see once again. I had a very busy March, and that's kind of what I want to talk about today. This episode is titled March Reflections because I want to go over just kind of like my mental headspace and what's been going on with me in March, because March was busy. I'm not even kidding when I say that. I was so busy. I had video calls, I had phone calls, I had appointments, I had so much that I was doing. My birthday plans and stuff. Like, on top of just events and things that kept happening around me as well. It's like everything was happening in March. I swear to God. But it was interesting because the last several million times that I have been super, super busy with life and that things have gotten pretty hectic, it has been stressful hectic. And it has been too much on my chronic illness, and it has been like crippling in a lot of ways. March was different though. So I can put March 2026 in the books as one of the busiest months I've had that I didn't feel drained, which is wild to say. I definitely had some flare-ups. I do, officially, I don't think I've talked about it on the channel much, but I do officially have my chronic illness diagnosis. I got the POTS diagnosis, which I fought for years to get. Thank God. I got it, though. And so I now am learning, my limits and where and how far I can push myself with POTS and when I need to rest, when I need to just kind of breathe a little. And March was definitely a test of those limits because, like I said, I had flare-ups. I had moments during the month where I was just totally out of it. Especially when my period hit, because that is always the worst time for POTS. And so I had moments like that, especially because my sleep schedule got a little messed up so basically I had, like I said, I had dentist appointments. I had a lot of dentist appointments. I had a root canal. I had a couple crowns put in. Then I also drove by myself for the very first time. Which was absolutely terrifying, but also not nearly as scary as I'd built it up to be in my head. Like, driving completely on my own was not as bad as I thought it would be, so that's huge progress. I drove several times this last month on my own to different appointments and stuff. So dentist, driving, and then friends. I had a lot of video calls, a lot of phone calls with my friends planned because it was my birthday in March as well as my friend Ashley's birthday in March. And so we were doing celebration video calls for my birthday, for her birthday, getting everything worked out with that, planning things IRL for my birthday with the people that live near me. Working on podcast episodes. The podcast was very hectic last month as well, but none of that was draining. That's the wild thing. If anything, there was so much that built my confidence. It was also just full of firsts, I think. First time driving by myself. First time really celebrating my birthday for the first time in decades. I say as I'm 29, so decade. No, that might be right. That might not be a total exaggeration, guys. But on top of that, I got my first tattoo, which is something I've been wanting since I was a kid, basically. I grew up around family members who have tattoos. So this has been a long time coming, and I've already got several more that I want. It is an addiction. There is no lie about that. That's true. But yeah, I got my first tattoo. That is the biggest milestone for me. So this is my sister, my brother, and me. These are our Chinese zodiac years. So I did one for each of us. And my sister's got a little halo on it. I had the tattoo artist help me with that because I drew this. I drew and designed this, except for the halo, because circles are hard, and I can't draw circles to save my life. Making the cover of Planet 737 sent me into a spiral trying to make that planet look the way it should. It was so painful. But I designed it, I did it myself, and it wasn't as scary as I thought it would be. Similar to the driving, similar to so many things that I have been slowly achieving over the last year, I'd say. It's like my mantra is slowly becoming that nothing's as scary as I've made it out to be, or nothing's as scary as the people around me have made it out to be. That's what I keep reminding myself right now. And I think, honestly, it's so wild because between the tattoo and driving myself places and having a driver's license, for the first time, I truly feel like an adult. I feel that confidence spiking, that moment of, oh, I no longer see myself as the kid that I have been stuck in. And like psychologically, I know that the reason a lot of people with traumatic childhoods like mine, the reason we don't ever feel like adults is because the things that would trigger that switch in our brain were triggered during our childhood. We were doing so much stuff that was quote unquote adult when we were too young and we should not have been doing it. But for me, I had never driven. I had never gotten a tattoo. These are things that I had always wanted for independence sake. And now I finally did it. And it's like that switch finally flipped. It's come and gone. I've had moments of insecurity still. I probably always will. And there's still a lot that I have to work through. Like I've been doing, I got this just recently. I've been doing a shadow work journal because that's something that I know that I've been needing to do for a long time and I have not been. So there's still a lot of work mental health wise that I have going forward, but like right now after March, feel so much more confident, so much more like I'm stepping into the person I've always wanted to be kind of mentality. And it also proved to me, March really proved to me that there's nothing wrong with being busy. I used to always keep my schedule open to the point where I never made plans. It was like a safety mechanism for me. If I don't make plans, nothing can go wrong. If I don't make plans, I can't be excluded from things. It was a dumb safety mechanism, but it got me through some of my worst years. And now I'm realizing I don't need that safety mechanism anymore because I was literally talking to my friend Nina about it this morning. It's like I used to have this mentality of there's friends think that I'm too much and that's why they leave and I'm the problem. When in reality, the truth is we just outgrow each other. Friends outgrow each other at a certain point, and it doesn't always happen, but that happens and it's natural and it's perfectly fine. And a majority of the friends I've had in my life, I've outgrown. And so I'm learning to just kind of let myself enjoy the time with the friends that I have now and make plans and do things and enjoy our friendships because you never know when there might come a point in your lives when you're both just kind of like, we're different people now. And I don't have a lot of friends right now. I'll be totally real with you. I do not have a lot of people that I'm super close to, and that definitely has not helped my mental state. But March definitely proved to be the month of showing me that it doesn't matter how many friends you have, it matters how they show up. And all of my friends did a really good job of making my birthday feel special because I have hated my birthday for as long as I can remember because it's always been a competition between my parents. Somehow my birthday always ends in an argument with them or them trying to see who can do better, who gets their daughter the better gift. It's wild and toxic and not okay, I'm aware. But that's kind of just what I've always associated it with. This year was last year I didn't really associate it with that, but it was still kind of meh. This year was the first year where I definitely did not associate it with my family or my parents at all, and I just enjoyed my birthday. So thank you to all my friends who made that special for me. You guys are amazing, and they've been hyping me up like crazy. Like the other thing that I was a big topic for me in March was celebrating my achievements because I don't do that. I've published 3 books. I have a bachelor's degree, a master's degree. I got my high school diploma first time through. I didn't have to get a GED like a lot of my family did. I've been on YouTube for 10 years, even if it's not going anywhere. I've continued to work in my creative field, even though it doesn't really go anywhere. I've kept pushing through things, and I've never really allowed myself to be proud of any of that. So my friends made it a big point this year to hype me up and remind me that I need to celebrate and be proud of any accomplishments I make. The driver's license, the tattoo, driving on my own for the first time, and driving on my own since then. Hell, tomorrow I got a dentist appointment I got to drive myself to anyways. I got to borrow Gus's car because we only got 2 cars and we have 2 cars and 2 people who work 9-to-5 jobs. So I will be borrowing the car once again to drive myself to my dentist appointment because I got another root canal. I'm not looking forward to it, but I got 2 more and then I'm done. And hopefully that's it and my teeth will just be chill for a good couple years. Fingers crossed. But so I am trying to let myself be proud of myself, let that confidence build and grow, and that's kind of where I'm at. Part of the shadow work journal that I'm doing is the fact that I have been so intent on making myself small and assuming that I am forgettable and assuming that everyone forgets about me not long after they meet me, that I've never allowed myself to fully step into the limelight or into any light for that matter. And by making myself feel small, it's just diminished everything that makes me me. Because I'm not small. I have a big personality. It can be a lot for some people, but then those aren't my people. And that's what I'm trying to work through. That's what the shadow journal is helping with. Hell, there's even there have been certain characters that have come up to the forefront in recent watching and reading and stuff that have been really important and pivotal to these lessons, because I'm finally seeing myself in these characters that I've loved for years, and it's finally like the connections are finally clicking. Everything is making sense now. It's like, oh, that's why I love that character. That's why I feel an attachment to them. I get it now. So it's been a lot, but it's been a good lot, and it's been positive things. It's hard work going through your mental health, redigging into old wounds and stuff. That never gets easy, but I'm happy I'm finally doing it, because I've been so stagnant and nothing has felt like it's moving for the last 5 years. There was a big movement for me in 2020. And then between COVID and my own personal stuff, everything stunted, and it feels like nothing has moved since then. So almost 6 years. Well, yeah, 6 years now, my birthday, because it was on my birthday, sitting in a Texas roadhouse when we got the notice about quarantining and government shutdowns and everything. I was sitting in a Texas roadhouse celebrating my birthday in 2020 when I got that text from the government. It still scars me. That's also the reason my birthday's been hard, understandably. But it finally feels like things are shifting and moving, and I think the confidence is helping a lot with that. And one of the big things I've been learning is that confidence is not a feeling. And I'm realizing that I've had more confidence than I thought, because the way that it is it's confidence is not a feeling. Confidence is doing the thing even though you are scared, even though you're not sure, even though you don't know if things are going to work out. Confidence is doing it anyways. And my friends have pointed out, I've been doing that. Even when things fail, I still get up and I try again. Even when nothing seems to go anywhere with YouTube, with TikTok, with my books, I'm still writing. I'm still here making videos. I'm still doing stuff. I always come back to it. I sometimes will say I'm going to quit, and then I don't. I come back to it and I try again and again. And that is confidence and persistence. And I think that those are two amazing traits of mine that I need to highlight more. So this channel is going to be shifting a little bit in that aspect. There's definitely going to be a little bit more of a bigger talk and focus on mental health, chronic illness as well, because I do have POTS and I am chronically ill. Never going to be able to get disability in this country, but that's a topic for another day. But there's going to be a shift in the conversations on this channel, because I want to be more authentic in who I am and the things that I want to talk about. And I'm definitely more focused on my books and being an author, but that doesn't mean I'm giving up music. Not music is still what is it? One of my most recent therapists said music is like a second language to me. So music is still super important to me, and I will continue to do reactions every now and then. I will continue to talk about music because music inspires my books. So it's going to be a huge part of my writing, but there's definitely going to be a shift less towards specific content and more towards me content, because I am the brand, and I've hated that phrasing and I've never wanted to use it, but as an author, you are pitching yourself as a brand. You do it as musicians, you do it as artists, actors even sometimes. You are pitching yourself to people. You want people to feel connected enough to you to follow your work through. And I'm realizing that that is more important than I let myself believe it was. So, we're going to get a little bit more focus on me now. we're going to see some shifts in the channel coming. I don't know how fast the shifts will happen. I don't know what all is going to come. I don't even know what videos I'm going to do for the rest of the year. We're kind of doing all these on a whim. So it's going to be kind of touch and go, and we'll see where things end up. But I'm excited to finally really start pursuing myself and loving myself more. Number one thing I did this past week is I updated all of my bios. All my bios now say author before my name, and I also put down the genre that I am stepping into writing-wise, which is a mouthful, contemporary fantasy romance. And I put fantasy in quotations when I did it because I don't think all of my books are going to be fantasy-based, but there will be several fantasy-based romance books in there. But contemporary romance is the main genre that I'm going to be writing for, because that is the genre that has interested me the most. Even though I never wanted to admit it, it's the one that I love the most. And so I should be writing what I love. And that's what I'm going to do. So stay tuned, guys, for more book reviews of books that I've read over the years. There should be one coming out next week. I finally read my first book of 2026, so keep an eye out for that. And mental health check-ins every now and then like this, where I just talk about things that I've realized and stuff that I'm working through. Again, music video reactions, more building in sims of books and other things that I enjoy. So yeah, just stay tuned for more of me, more of Jay. I really hope that this shift is a positive one, and I hope that you guys enjoy learning about me as I continue to learn about myself or relearn about myself and allow myself to be the person that I am without shrinking, without hiding, and just letting myself be me. March was definitely the month that told me, or rather taught me, that that's the lesson I've been ignoring. I need to be myself. I say it so much, but I never implement it. So this is me implementing it.